Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Faith if you're new here, and to all my returning subscribers, hi, welcome back. Today I'm going to be telling you a story about one of the most horrific days in my community pharmacy history. If you're new to this channel, I talk about a lot of things pharmacist related, so if you need to send me a question, please feel free to. I try to get back to as many questions as I can, so if I haven't gotten back to your question, please feel free to just re-ask me and I will try and respond to that as soon as I can. But yes, let's dive straight into this video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, comment and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. So yeah, let's get into it. So my community pharmacy horror story, customer from hell, patient from hell. This was chaotic, it was crazy, it was mad. Point of view, I was only about a few months post qualification, so I'd only started practicing a few months after or before this situation happened. So let me tell you something about community pharmacy, right? So community pharmacy is somewhere where you have no idea what's going to happen on a day-to-day basis. You can plan your day, you can have everything written down, you can be like, yes, this is what we're going to do, this is what we'll achieve, but then boom, something will happen and that will just, make you just go,
Jesus is Lord!
What's happening here? Oh my God. So yes, this experience, I had quite a few crazy experiences in community pharmacy during my short time there, and I'm sure people who've worked there for longer would have more crazy experiences because we're open to the public. Anyone can walk in, anything can happen, literally anything can happen. Some of these experiences turn out to be something you can laugh at later. Some of them turn out to be a bit terrifying. So this story I'm about to tell was a few months into me qualifying. I was working at a pharmacy that was only a 2-minute walk from my flat. So where I lived was only 2 minutes from the pharmacy. You're going to need this information as we get into this video. So I started off as a relief pharmacist, and then the team in that pharmacy liked me and they wanted me to be their regular pharmacist. I was still thinking about it, and I said I would do a trial few weeks just to see, how I feel about being a permanent pharmacist, being a newly qualified as well. I just thought I wanted to relieve to get experience from different places. So I thought I'll give it a few weeks. I told them I'll give them about 6 weeks of trying out being a regular pharmacist just to see if I actually like it or if I want to just go back on relief. And the bonus for me was it's only 2 minutes from home, so I only have to roll out of bed and take a quick stroll to work, and that worked out for me so well. So during my few weeks in this store, we had such good times, and I sort of started to build rapport with their patients who collect substance misuse patients, right? So I like to, create rapport with my patients, get to know them. When you build rapport with a patient, it's easier for you to be able to help them when they need help. So I built rapport with a lot of them, and a lot of them were very nice. One thing I learned at this place and also subsequent places that I worked was build rapport with them, but always take them with a pinch of salt, because one, they can flip so easily, and two, you never even know if they're just presenting a front and that's not really who they are. So build rapport, but always keep an eye open and always just be vigilant around them. So on this fateful day, one of my substance misuse patients came into the pharmacy to pick up her medication. So she was picking up her medications, and I had told her that it wasn't ready, so she had to come back within about 20 minutes, I think. So when she came to pick up her medications, I noticed she had 2 black eyes, which were very unusual for her. And I asked her, is everything okay? What happened to you? And she said she fell. And I'm thinking, that does not look like a fall. You have 2 distinct black eyes, swollen as well. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but are you okay though? And she said she was fine. So I told her to come back in 20 minutes for her medications, which she agreed to. So she was on her way out, and another patient was just coming into the pharmacy, and there was a little bit of an interaction between them. I wasn't quite sure what happened, but this patient walked into the pharmacy, and I served her, or one of my colleagues was serving her, and I just looked up and nodded and smiled at her. I think she was a mixed race girl, and she had on braids. And yeah, so when that interaction was over, Patient that had come into the pharmacy, I believe she came to pick up medications because she was visiting the area and her GP had sent medications to our pharmacy for her. So she came to pick up her medications and she was walking out of the pharmacy. So it's quite a long walk from where the pharmacy front desk is to the door. It's literally about like a 2 to 3 minute walk. So, but we could see it from where we were. So as she got to the door, all we could hear was chaos, madness. Everywhere was scattered. And we were just like, what is going on? And then I had to run to the front and I saw that my patient who had just come in to pick up her meds was being dragged around like a rag doll, literally flung around by her dreadlocks. All the shelving in the pharmacy was wrecked, like so many things were damaged, and I was just like, what the heck is going on at the entrance of the pharmacy, literally inside the door? And I was just like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? I was like, So my team and I, typically they would say do not approach, like when things like that happening, stay far away from them, just ring security services or something to come and help you. But this girl looked like she was about to kill this other girl and I didn't even know what was going on. So I jumped in. As tiny as I am, like guys, I am only 5'2". I'm really small. So as small as I am, myself and one of my other colleagues, I think we went into like fight or flight mode. We literally just went into like adrenaline rush and tried to save this smaller girl because the patient that was being dragged around, she was a smaller girl. The one that was dragging her around was my substance misuse patient who had the 2 black eyes earlier on in the day. She was literally being dragged around, so we had to separate them, and then it took quite a few minutes for us to separate them, and then we had to lock the pharmacy doors because this other lady who was the one beating up someone was stood outside the pharmacy and making threats and saying she's going to kill all of us if we don't release the girl for her to deal with. And then I turned to my patient who looked scared. Some of her braids had been yanked off her head. She was terrified. She was such a tiny little thing and I felt so sorry for her. And I was like, what happened? And she was like, she has no idea. She does not know this girl from anywhere. She walked into the pharmacy. She looked up. Their eyes met when my other patient was leaving the pharmacy. And my patient said that she had looked at her in a funny way and she was going to deal with her. That was the exchange they had when my second patient was coming into the pharmacy. And I was like, I don't understand. You have eye contact with someone and they feel like they want to beat you up and yank out your braids, and this was like, it was like something I've never seen before. It was like something from the movies. I was just like mind blown. Meanwhile, one of my other colleagues had called the police at this point. Police obviously took their time, but as the responsible pharmacist, I had to make the call to just shut the premises for the day. I had to report to NHS England. I had to just lock up, report to my area manager and say we're not opening for the day. This is because the other patient, the one with the 2 black eyes, had been waiting outside and she was not moving. Like after locking up the door and separating them, she did not move. A few minutes later, she started banging her head on the window of the pharmacy going, open the door, I will kill all of you, I will kill all of you. And I was just like, oh my god, and she keeps banging her head. I think she had to have been high off her face because the pain she was inflicting on herself is like, are you not feeling this? And then she left for a few minutes and we thought, oh, she's gone. And we heard at the back door of the pharmacy someone banging and saying, open the door, I'm going to kill all of you. And I was just like, oh my god, what have I got myself into? And then police ended up coming a couple of hours later. They took my young lady away, the patient who had been getting bit up. And I think they took her in for questioning and they wanted to just make sure she was fine. Took her to the healthcare center because I did follow it up just to make sure she was okay. Police had to escort me home. They had to escort me home. Now, best believe at this point, I didn't even know, like I was so shaken up. Like, you know when adrenaline just kicks into your body and you react and then later on you realize what had happened. And this patient that attacked could have been really dangerous, could have been armed, could have like literally had things that she could have really hurt me with, and I wasn't even thinking. I just went into the fight. And honestly, at that point when I was going home, I was like, what the heck have I done? Now she knows my face, and my pharmacy is only 2 minutes from where I live. And typically a pharmacy only serves people living in the environment, or mainly serves people living in the environment of the pharmacy. So I know that this girl would see me around somewhere, and I lived somewhere that was like a town city center, and I went to my shops there. Like all my shops I needed to go to were there, so I hardly ever got on the bus. I walked everywhere. Sometimes I'll take strolls, sometimes I'll go running, and I'm like, my life is screwed. I am screwed. This girl's gonna find me one day and kill me. I was watching my back every day. I had nightmares. The first nightmare I had, I was working at the pharmacy. She disguised herself, came into the pharmacy, pretending like she wanted something. And then I went to serve her, and she just dragged me across the counter and stabbed me. Oh my God, the amount of things that was going on in my head after this incident. Yo, this incident traumatized me for days. My colleagues and I always had to meet up and then walk to work together, because again, she could be waiting for us somewhere on a very lovely day when we're about to enter the pharmacy. I spoke to the police a few times, just let them know my concerns. They tried to allay my fears, and they told me that they've tried to find the girl and tried to persecute her, or tried to like convict her of something. I don't know. All I knew was this girl was still roaming around, and the police hadn't actually picked her up because they didn't have enough information to go by. Like I couldn't give them my patient information for confidentiality's sake, because for police to get information from me about who I thought was the person causing the problem, and that person had been my patient, I had to get a section 29 form from them, and they didn't have it on that day, so I couldn't give them the information. I told them to go and get like an official document so I can be able to release the name and information of this girl, so they can actually get her and, you know, make sure that we're all safe. But I don't even know what was going on. But for days I was terrified. And I think it was on a day when I had seen this girl come back into the pharmacy to pick up her meds. Best believe I almost ran away. As soon as I saw her walk through the doors, I was like, she's coming to kill me. No, it was that day, and I saw that she had a completely different demeanor to her compared to the day where she had come in and almost killed one of my patients. Then I noticed that she was most likely very, very, very high off her face on the day that this incident happened. And on that day, I had to tell her that she was banned from coming into the pharmacy. She was even confused as to why I was banning her, and I'm like, sis, did you not remember that you're trying to kill me? Like, you were trying to kill me, you were trying to kill my patient, you're not allowed to come back here, I've banned you. So she took it in good faith. She actually agreed, and she took her prescription, she took everything away, and she never came back. And it was that day that I finally had a little bit of peace of mind that, okay, I don't think she's out to get me. But just imagine being someone who lived 2 minutes away from work, where you literally walk around everywhere to do things, and you feel like you have like a serial killer on your back. Someone wants to kill you, someone wants to get you, just because you imagine like two dogs fighting, like a big dog and a small dog. That's literally what it was like. And I rescued the small dog, and then that big dog was just there waiting for me, like, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you. That's literally all that was playing in my mind. I thought they're gonna kill me. I followed up with my patient who was getting bit up, and she didn't sustain any major injuries, bless her. She had some bruises, and she was given some pain relief and monitor over time. And I just kept following her up to make sure she was fine, just because I really, really, really worried for someone who came visiting somewhere. Imagine you've left your city, visiting another city, and then going to pick up meds from a pharmacy, and then you get bit up. Like, it was just mad. But yes, that was what happened. It took me a few weeks to get over the incident. I was completely shaken up, as were my team members. We got over it and we're fine. But yes, this is just to tell you that pharmacy is a chaotic place sometimes. Like, it's so unpredictable, the kind of things that can happen on a day-to-day basis in community pharmacy. But yes, a lot of them have been interesting and funny to watch and recount. Not to say that you shouldn't go and work in pharmacy. There's always protection, there's always security, and you can always call the police. But yes, I hope you enjoy this story, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Please leave a thumbs up and comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and send me a message if you want to. Thank you so much for watching this video, and enjoy the rest of your day and the weekend, because I'm filming this on the weekend. All right, bye.